Hello and welcome. US President Donald Trump now says that he holds Russian President Vladimir Putin personally responsible for Russia's meddling in the 2016 US election. Speaking to a US news channel, Trump said that he told Putin during the Helsinki summit that the US will not tolerate such election meddling.
I agree with US intelligence that Russia meddled in the election in 2016.
Yeah, and I've said that before, Jeff. I have said that numerous times before. And I would say that that is true, yeah.
But you haven't condemned Putin specifically. Do you hold him personally responsible?
Well, I would, because he's in charge of the country, just like I consider myself to be responsible for things that happen in this country. So certainly, as the leader of a country, you would have to hold him responsible, yes.
What'd you say to him?
Very strong on the fact that we can't have meddling, we can't have any of that. Now, look, we're also living in a grown-up world. Will a strong statement, you know, President Obama supposedly made a strong statement. Nobody heard it. What they did hear is the statement he made to Putin's very close friend, and that statement was not acceptable. Didn't get very much play, relatively speaking, but that statement was not acceptable. But I let him know we can't have this. We're not going to have it, and that's the way it's going to be.
Now remember, this comes just 2 days after the Helsinki summit. In a joint press conference in Helsinki, Trump had publicly dismissed the stand of US intelligence agencies when he refused to hold Russia responsible for meddling with the US election. But after returning to Washington, Trump said that he had in fact misspoken during the summit. Trump said that he believes in the findings of the US agencies.
Nothing but resist and obstruct. President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today, and what he did is...
All right, joining me live on the show is Mark Fisher, senior editor with the Washington Post newspaper. Mark, thank you for sparing time for talking to me on WION Dispatch. Now, I'm confused here. Now, what is Trump saying or not saying?
Well, I think a lot of people share that confusion. The president is, on the one hand, trying to admit the fact that Russians interfered in the 2016 election campaign and continue to attempt to do that today. On the other hand, he's hedging and sowing doubt about that very same position. He's reaching out to his base to try to assure them that he remains the rogue, the renegade, someone who's there to disrupt the government, to turn things upside down, even as he reluctantly, grudgingly admits that the Russians played a role in this election interference.
Now, Mark, you talk about Trump's and the Republicans' base. Now, in your estimation, is the Republican Party split down the middle as we speak, or you think, ahead of the midterm polls, things are looking up for the Republicans?
Well, the Republicans are in fairly good shape looking ahead to the November elections for Congress, in that the Democrats have not put forward a message that has really captivated the country. The Democrats continue to base their possibility for success primarily on being anti-Trump. And the president's base has rallied around him. A great many of his supporters are really perplexed by his position on Russia. A lot of questions raised about why he is as unwilling to criticize Russia as he is. Certainly that conflicts with traditional Republican stances. However, a lot of those Trump supporters will essentially cut the president a break and basically say they're with him on so many other things that they'll let the puzzle of his position on Russia go by.
Indeed. On that note, Mark Fisher in Washington, thank you so much for speaking with me. Appreciate it.